Alright everybody, see if you can hear me just okay. Let me talk about this beautiful car I have in front of me, which is my 2019 Mini Cooper S 2-door. This thing is probably the most fun I've ever driven in my life. It is a blast to drive. But unfortunately, I'm underwater. Now what does that mean? That means that, well, this is how much I paid for it, and it's worth this much right here, alright? So there's a gap. And unfortunately, what I did, when I did it, because I don't know why I did it, but I bought this car when interest rates were going up and dealers were still selling at very high prices. And so I find myself underwater with this car. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So I've come up with 5 different options that I have. And that's pretty much it. I got 5 options. At least I got options. I'm happy about that because I didn't know what else to do, but I do have 5 options. So let me clarify what underwater means first. I'm going to kind of read a little bit because this guy's going to tell me what to do. Now, if you're financially underwater with a car, meaning you owe more on the loan than the car's actual value is. Okay? So these are the things that we can do. Number 1, we got to keep making the payments. I know it's a pain, but you got to keep making the payments because if you continue making your monthly payments, then that's probably the best course of action if we're going to keep the car long term. We don't want to mess with our credit score. We don't want to mess with the repo man or anything like that. So we got to keep paying our monthly payments and hope that over time, which this may be a long time, you'll eventually come up from underwater, right? That's the plan anyway. All right, number 2, second option, we can refinance this loan. Now in today's market with interest rates going up and down all over the place, that's kind of a little more difficult. But if we can refinance the car loan, then to get a lower interest rate, hopefully, it will definitely reduce our monthly payments. And sometimes the bank or the lender is willing to work with us and not ding the credit. You will get a small ding because they're going to pull your credit score, but that's one option to decrease the monthly payments. And this guy does have a slightly high monthly payment with insurance. And so we get down a couple $100, and that may help out. That may be another option. Number 3, I could trade this car in, okay? Third option, trade the car straight on in. And if I can afford the difference between where the loan's at and then how much I owe, pay that difference off, get a less expensive car, then my monthly payment will definitely drop, but I'm still out money on the front end of it. Not the best options, but it's feasible, right? It just depends on how much money I owe. So, I know the balance. I know how much the balance is, and I kind of know what I can sell it for. Trading value at a dealership is going to be even less, but it's a quick option, right? That leads us to the 4th option. The 4th option is I can sell the car to a private party. All right? Now, I can be totally upfront with the private party, tell them whatever's wrong with it, what's right with it, what's great about it. This car is in great mechanical shape. There's nothing wrong with it that I know about, and I wash it and keep it pretty clean. So see a little bug spot right there. But again, anybody who's buying a car is going to go to the websites and look up the value. And the values on all cars have steadily decreased. Totally different from the previous, moronic years when the car prices were increasing for being used. And so they're going to go on to KBB or any of those other websites to figure out what the value is. And they're probably going to offer me less money than I currently owe. It's an option, but still, I'm going to end up forking money out of my own pocket. Now, the next option, option number 5, is that I just could pay the difference, right? Get up underwater, just putting money out of my pocket. And if you have the means to do so, and the difference isn't that big a deal from where the loan's at and what I owe, then it's an option. I can definitely do that, get myself out from underwater faster than just the first option of just keep making my monthly payments. But it's still still gonna hurt, right? That's how it's gonna happen. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's important to realize that you gotta keep making your payments all times, because you don't want to have a ding on your credit score or have a repo man come and get your car in the middle of the night. Nobody likes that when that happens. So those are the 5 options. I'll read them off again. Number 1, you gotta keep making your monthly payments. Number 2, option 2, is just to refinance the loan. Good option. People are willing to give you money to refinance the loan, to take the loan. Option 3, I can trade in the car. Option 4, I can sell the car privately. Option 5, I can pay down the difference. You know, look at all these options that I have and I've researched. It's still gonna hurt. I can't find a way where I'm not gonna be able to put money out of pocket. So regardless to say, or needless to say, this car is currently for sale. I do have it for sale, so I'm gonna pursue a couple of those options. Me personally, I'm gonna try to refinance the car, need a lower payment. I have it listed for sale just recently, so you can buy this beautiful 2019 Mini Cooper S. And yeah, I don't see a way out from not paying a little bit to the bank to get myself out from being underwater. Again, like I said, it was a decision I made at the time, and the world car market was how it was. And I know a lot of people are going to be either are in currently or don't realize that they're upside down or underwater in their cars. And so there's your 5 options, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video.